Let's just go through this simple process. My recommendation is that you just make a list of all of these things from the so-called past that are troublesome to you, that where you feel pain or distress when you think about these things. And a lot of the time people are afraid to do that. They're afraid to make the list because they've maybe formed the idea that if they make the list, then they're going to give power to the things on the list. So if you're somebody who has that fear or concern, then my suggestion about that is that you're already giving power to all the things on the list by not making it fully conscious. By making it fully conscious, then you have the ability to begin to make changes. So I recommend that you have faith that by making the list, you are taking the first step that allows you to make the changes. So you are actually more powerful because you are the one who fundamentally creates your experience. You're not just the experiencer, you're also the creator of the experience. So by making conscious what experiences you are perceiving as problematic, then you have a way of beginning to make changes to them. Now, you don't have to make the list absolutely complete and thorough in one sitting. Okay, so don't think that you have to do that, but just start a list. And then it can be a running list, so you can keep adding to it as you become aware of things. And you're also then going to be able to remove from it. So you can add to it and remove from it. And the way you're going to remove from it is by resolving these things so that they no longer have that association. So perhaps you have something that is in mind now. I did invite you to think of something a while ago, so perhaps you've thought of something that when you think about it now, you experience it as painful or distressing. And hopefully you've maybe got a few things in mind. And you could give a subjective rating to the charge that you experience, the negative charge or the unwanted charge that you experience when you think about this now. Just make that on a scale from 1 to 10. So 10 being the strongest unwanted negative charge. Notice how strong is it now when you think about it? Is it like a 2 or it's very mild, it's hardly bothersome, really? Or is it more like a 5 where it's like, it's kind of disturbing, but not that much? So like, more like an 8 where you're pretty bothered by it, or is it even like a 9 or a 10 where it's really, really painful or distressing? And you can use this process with anything, any intensity. If you're not really confident in this, if you've not done this kind of thing before, if you've not experienced letting go of an association and releasing the charge on something, then maybe start with something that's of a moderate charge instead of a high intensity. You can use the same process on something of any intensity. In some ways, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, kind of thing. So you don't have to be afraid of higher intensity, but if like I said, if this is new to you, then maybe just choose something of a moderate intensity. It could be a specific thing from the past that when you think about it is troublesome for you. It's like if that time when that thing happened, and when you think about that now, it's painful. So you've got an initial rating for this, subjective rating, right? So if not, then give yourself that initial subjective rating. So when you think about it on a scale from 1 to 10, how is it? Now, when you think about this, what is it that you feel? And just notice that and give it a name. Whatever name will be a good reference for you to whatever it is that you feel. So that what it is that you don't like, it's the feeling that you don't like, right? So just notice that. And now notice what you would like to feel instead. So you have you've got a basic polarity now. So there's what it is that you do feel that you don't like when you think about this. And then there's what you would like to feel. So now the process is just to alternate between these. So allow yourself now to feel what it is that you feel. when you think about this. So the unwanted feeling. Allow yourself to feel that now. And now notice what you would like to feel. And again, allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you do feel that you don't like. And then notice what you would like to feel. Now, again, focus on this same thing that you started with, whatever the starting issue is, whether it was the fear or the thing, the event from the past, whatever that thing was that you took the initial subjective rating on a scale from 1 to 10 of. And as you focus on that now, what is the intensity of that feeling now on a scale from 1 to 10? And many of you will notice that the intensity has reduced. Some of you will notice that the intensity has reduced so much that it's no longer a problem at all. Every once in a while, it's possible that the intensity will increase. Now, in all of these cases, notice that actually, when you think about it now, you're thinking about it differently. Something's different about it. So if the intensity increases, it's because now you're actually thinking about aspects of it which you were not focused on before, and those aspects are increasing the intensity. So if that happens, it's actually perfectly fine. It's just an indication that the process is working because it's allowing you to process and release those associations. So if there's still a charge, then we'll start the process again. Okay. So as you focus on this, notice how intense is that now? And notice what is that feeling? So just give a name to that feeling, whatever that feeling is, the unwanted feeling, if there's a negative charge. And then notice what you would like to feel instead. And just give a name to that. So these will be your reference points. So the feeling of what you don't want and the feeling that you do want. So now we'll just alternate between those. So allow yourself to feel whatever that feeling is, that unwanted feeling. And now notice what you would like to feel instead. And now allow yourself to feel that unwanted feeling. And now notice what you would like to feel instead. And again, allow yourself to feel the unwanted feeling. And now notice what you would like to feel instead. And now notice what is the charge when you think about whatever that thing is that was the starting issue. So one person says 0. One person says it was a 5, now it's a 2. So when it gets to a 0, then that would indicate that there's no longer any negative charge. So just notice what a difference that makes for you. So whether or not you were conscious of it before, on some level, you can recognize that that was producing limitations in your life. And when you think about it now, you could think about those areas of your life that previously were limited or restricted as a result of that negative charge. And when you think about those things now, just notice how there are new options available to you, new options, new choices that you know that you can make that will allow you to have better outcomes.